What I want to do in this video is share some tips with you about how you can develop your creativity muscle. So, creativity is a muscle. And like any muscle, you develop it through doing reps, through practicing again and again and again. You can't expect to go to the gym once and then be like, hey, where's my six pack? It doesn't work like that. You've got to keep practicing over and over, and that is how you develop your creativity muscle. Because some people say, oh, I'm not a creative person. That's not me. Who told you that? It was probably your school teacher or maybe one of your friends. It's not true. We can all be creative. We can all develop this skill. So, creativity. I want to talk about the open mode and the closed mode. The open mode is all about being curious, playful, intuitive, and humorous. I just want to interrupt really quickly here because I've been playing around with my intro to this video, the bit where my name comes up, and I was absolutely in that open mode, just playing around, being curious. I spent quite a lot of time there, but that's what's enabled me to come up with quite a creative intro slide. So I just thought I'd throw that in there kind of as I'm doing this to show you an example. You can contrast this with the closed mode. So the closed mode is more around being safe, goal-driven, logical, and more serious. And just to give you a quick example of the closed mode, I remember when I used to work for a big tech company and there was lots of deadlines, lots of stress, lots of pressure, and it was just tunnel vision to get it done. Now, at that time, I was definitely not very creative, and that's because I was in the closed, get shit done mode. Now, if you want to be creative, you need to find ways to get into that open mode, that open mood, if you will. And some things that you can do around this, and I think in the same way as I said that creativity is a muscle, if you want to get fit, you need to go to the gym. Well, you need to save time and schedule it in regularly, right? You need to be going, I like doing my gym and my exercise first thing in the morning. Well, it's the same thing with creativity. You need to set aside some time for it, at least once a week to be able to develop and get better at it. So my first tip is what you want to do is go to your calendar, whether it be Google Calendar, Apple, whatever. Go in there and then actually schedule some time recurring every week where what you can do is practice creativity. So you've got a special time and space allocated for it. As I say, at least once a week. And yeah, you've got that minimum once a week, but maybe some meetings get cancelled. What you can do is you can use that time for creativity as well. Okay, my second top tip is that what you want to do is you want to allow some time to be playful, to not have to be so goal driven. Sometimes I like to just mess about and just go through like YouTube binges. That's okay, because some of the ideas that I've come up with for videos have come from those YouTube binges. In fact, today I was watching this video, one of my favourites, rewatching it, from John Cleese, and it was actually, funnily enough, about creativity, and that's what inspired this video today. So don't be afraid to be able to just mess about, try new things without really having a goal or a purpose for it, because it's those things then you'll be able to connect back later on. Like Steve Jobs said, you can look back later and connect the dots. And then my third one is that you can't do creativity on an empty stomach or when you're tired. The same way with trying to get fit or building muscle, you've got to eat properly, you've got to sleep, you've got to rest. Same with creativity. You've got to be resting, you've got to be looking after yourself, and that puts you in the best position to be able to be more creative. Because if you haven't slept all night and you're hungry, well, of course you're not going to be creative. So it's really important that, again, you set your alarm to wake up early, but also set your alarm to go to bed early so you can get everything in. So those are my top 3 tips. Number 1, make sure that you actually set some time in your calendar to be creative each week. Number 2, make sure that you give yourself allowance to do some stuff that's kind of like purposeless and less goal driven, like just watch YouTube, so that you can play a little around, do something that might be a bit random, but that can give you some input for your creativity later on. And then number 3, make sure that you're eating properly and you're getting enough rest and sleeping properly so that you feel like you're in a good position to be creative. I hope you found that useful. I'd love to know what your tips are for being more creative. Let me know in the comments below. But until next time, if you could kind of caress smoothly that subscribe button, or even kind of thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate that as well. Until next time.